Yeah.
What's it called now? Carolyn Downs or
Yeah,
something like
Carolyn
that?
Downs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Carolyn Downs Clinic, yeah, thank you for that, yeah. So, I mean, those programs, they were known as survival programs. Um, so, yeah, like I said, these programs, that's why you need to have programs and you need to have, a framework to work in.
So I want to get back to your trip.
Okay.
Now, you say where did you stay at? Where'd you guys stay at?
Well, we stayed at this bed and breakfast place. It was it was a really nice house. You had a view of where I guess you'd say we're in the Oakland Hills. I didn't know. I know we're right next to Oakland. I'm just gonna say the Oakland Hills. This picture here, to the there, the gentleman in the gold, that is Richard Gant. He's an actor. Then that's of course myself in the middle. Then there's Jeffries. He owns a restaurant there in Oakland where many celebrities has come through the past. So now there's a view from where we are, and I'm just going to say Oakland Hills. That's probably not what it's called, but you could see Oakland, and if you could see San Francisco, on a real close-up picture of that. But that's the view that we had. So we stayed as a group. That was kind of good, and we weren't in a hotel. We stayed in a family group, and yeah, there you go. So you can kind of see the view that we had every day, and the weather.
Oh, look at that!
And the weather was great, and everything, and so it was really fantastic. Yeah.
So now, I know we working with these pictures. I got a few questions I want to ask you.
Okay, go ahead.
So what's the difference between Black Power and the Black Lives Matter movement?
Well, I hadn't really thought about it that. I guess I hadn't really thought about it, but I'm looking at it from a perspective, I guess, from the late '60s. Black Power movement, it encompassed everything: political, economic, education, and so forth. Then I guess the Black Lives Matter has been just focusing on, police brutality. So there's a picture of some of our group from Seattle. There's Elmer Dixon in the kind of the brown jacket, myself next to him, and then there in the middle is Gary Owens, then the sister there, Vanetta, and then that's T. Rashid, and then we're the brother in the suit. You can't see him to the left. That was Ron Johnson. We didn't get them all in that picture.
Who's the brother next to Ron?
T. Rashid.
Is he still around?
Yeah, you know him?
No, that's what I was trying to
Okay, so that was our group. That was some of our group from Seattle. We had a nice group because when we told how many people we brought down from Seattle, they said, "What? You brought that many?" So yeah, Seattle was well represented. So yeah, that was some of the group that was down there.
So how many people were there all together? You got an estimate?
I don't know. It was well attended. I know that. So there's a picture there. This was at Jeffries. And this was the Panther sisters getting down. So they had food there and everything. And like the first night, the food for a good plate of food was like $5. They had catfish, or either you could have. They had chicken, and the greens with turkey neck bones in it, and macaroni and cheese. So there was the Panther sisters getting down. So it was a fun time. The next night, they had a special thing. The food was free because we went to go pay for it. We asked them how much. It's no, food was free. So the brother who you saw there, he's a community man. So that was something.
So what Black Panther leaders did the Seattle Black Panther Party receive orders from?
Okay, so the Black Panther Party here in Seattle received orders basically from Oakland, and it was mostly from Bobby Seale, because for several years, Huey P. Newton, who helped start it, he was in prison. So it was basically Bobby Seale.
Okay. What are some of your successful experiences as a Black Panther member?
Well, I enjoyed when we were feeding the kids, because they appreciated it. And it started out, we would feed them out of churches. And it was the European churches that helped at first. Then the black churches slowly came on, but we got more resistance because I think they were kind of like, well, kind of scared. You got these black guys with these guns. This is the picture there. The sister there in the African garb, she was the first woman in the Black Panther Party, Tarika Lewis. And then there's Vanetta, who was from Seattle. This was an event that was held in Seattle at the Washington Hall. Washington Hall just got renovated not too long ago, and it's a fantastic facility. So,
can you fade that picture? Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
So there's, and Tarika, Lewis, like I said, was the first member. She's also a musician, and the Vanetta was doing a lot for the medical clinic up here in Seattle, the sister there in the jacket there. So, I mean, these were people who were doing a lot of the work,
Okay. So now, I think we covered this. I just want to highlight this question now. How did the Black Panther movement start here in Seattle?
In Seattle, well, I'll do it quickly because we only got just a minute and a half, basically. Aaron Dixon and a few other people went down to Oakland, well, actually San Francisco, and they went to this big Black Student Union meeting for people in the Bay Area, et cetera. And they talked to Bobby Seale and so forth, and said they were interested in it. And so, and this is the short version. Aaron and Elmer can tell you a whole lot better and much deeper. But they went down for that, and then Aaron came back. Well, in his book, My People Are Rising, I would say read the book, My People Are Rising by Aaron Dixon, and it describes,
No, that's Aaron or Elmer?
That's Aaron.
Okay.
That's Aaron.
Okay.
So that's how it started. They went down to the Bay Area and talked to Bobby Seale, et cetera. There's a picture there back in the late 60s, early 70s, when students were supporting the Black Panther Party because they were having, troubles, and, they knew we were trying to do the right thing for them. Well, it looks like we got 30 seconds, so I want to thank you for inviting me and all that stuff.
Brother, we want to thank you for making that trip, brother.
Oh, yes, so there's much more to tell,
Well, why don't we agree to do another show on this?
Yes, sir, we will do another show.
All right. We want to thank our listening audience so much, and stay tuned to Al-Islam and Community Issues. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, man. So Aaron wrote this, huh?